Welcome to Middle Class Matters, Business News in English from Dr CMA Alagesan. The CAG Audit Report 19 of 2023 on Bharatmala Pariyojana road projects. Part 18 continued. Details of projects awarded by NHAA under Phase 1 of Bharatmala Pariyojana. Mode of construction EPC, project length 11,250, civil cost 2,46,540 crores and pre-construction cost 78,293 crores, capital cost 3,24,833. Base scenario 30%, percentage of length, total length 48.35. BOT toll, project length 408 kilometers, civil cost 9,386, pre-construction cost 1,725, capital cost 11,111 crores. HAM, project length 11,610 kilometers, civil cost 3,26,988, pre-construction cost 1,25,708, total capital cost 4,52,696, total project length 23,268, civil cost 5,82,914, pre-construction cost 205,726, total cost 7,88,640 crores. Audit observed that there was variation from the approved model mix while approving and awarding the projects under various modes of construction, as out of total national highways length of 23 to 68 km awarded, a meager national highway length of 1.75% was being developed under BOT toll mode as against 10% approved for this mode of construction, whereas 48.35% and 49.9% of national highways lengths were being constructed under EPC and HAM mode respectively, as against 30% and 60% approved respectively for this mode of construction. The financial implication of above was already anticipated by NHAA board in its 118th meeting, wherein it apprehended that any decrease in private investment BPP-I projects would lead to increase in financial burden over the NHAA, and the same has been commented under para 4.1.1. MORTH replied in April 2022 that the projects of NHAA were taken up after due diligence and with the approval of the board of NHAA. The reply of MORTH may be viewed in the light of the fact that the baseline scenario of modal mix was approved by NHAA board, which was not followed. 4.2.2 Modal mix for NHI, DCL and MORTH. NHI, DCL and road wing of MORTH did not decide any modal mix for projects being implemented by them. MORTH did not furnish reply to the audit observation. 4.2.3 Prudence in selection of mode of construction. Some of the instances where mode of construction was not chosen carefully or mentioned below. 4.2.3.1 Dwaraka Expressway. MORTH decided on 11th September 2017 to execute Dwaraka Expressway under EPC mode over HAM, considering the importance and urgency to complete it and to avoid delay in its completion. It justified the decision of mode of construction based on generalized perception that additional 6 months' time was required for declaration of financial close in HAM mode, and also during that period the market scenario was such that concessionaires were finding it difficult to achieve the financial close in awarded HAM projects. However, while deciding on the mode of construction of Dwaraka Expressway, MORTH NHAA failed to analyze the availability of right of way for the project and also failed to stabilize the request for proposal terms and condition. As a result, though notice inviting tender for Dwaraka Expressway Package 1, 3 and 4 were called on 31st January 2018, 18th September 2017 and 29th September 2017 respectively. The appointed date of these high priority projects could be fixed as 24th September 2020, 29th November 2018 and 5th December 2018 respectively. That is after a period of 967 days, 437 days and 371 days respectively from the notice inviting tender date, whereas ideally the appointed date should have been fixed after a period of 120 days from floating of notice inviting tender. This defeated the very purpose of choosing EPC mode over HAM, which involved the sanctioned civil cost of 7,287.29 crore for a project length of merely 29.06 kilometers. At MORTH NHAI chosen HAM mode over EPC mode, only 40% of bid project cost would have been borne by NHAI during construction period and rest 60% of bid project cost would have been paid in the form of semi-annual annuities spread over 15 years during the operation period. Further, MORTH claim September 2017 of concessioners finding it difficult to achieve financial close in HAM projects was in contrast to NHAI board's decision in November 2017 whereby approved model mix of BPP-I comprised 60% length to be constructed under HAM mode. MORTH replied in April 2022 that delay in availability of work front to contractor was an unforeseen circumstance which included in case of package 1 delay in processing of tree removal applications by Delhi government and in case of phase 3 and 4 due to litigation on land resulting in delayed fixation of appointed date. However, the decision to sanction the Dwarka Expressway on EPC mode was a prudent decision taken in good faith in September 2017 considering the normal timelines for completion of pre-construction activities. A reply of MORTH may be viewed against the fact that availability of encumbrance-free land would have been ensured before opting for EPC mode as the availability of 90% right-of-ways was to be ensured before award, and since EPC mode of construction involving higher upfront expenditure by NHAI was chosen over HAM so as to develop these high priority projects timely. The availability of encumbrance-free land was must. Also, non-availability of encumbrance-free land due to litigations and pending permission for tree cutting was normal phenomenon in highways construction and could not be construed as unforeseen circumstances if projects were appraised diligently. 4.2.3.2 Balance works of Barsa Krishnagir. EPC mode of construction was considered in December 2018 by NHAI over the HAM mode of construction for this balance work, having sanctioned civil cost of 1,209.58 crore on the pretext that HAM mode would not be attractive for the bidders and that the project implementation would get delayed in case of HAM mode was chosen. However, the management failed to ensure the availability of requisite right-of-way for the project and also delayed taking a decision regarding its implementing agency, due to which appointed date of the project could be fixed as 31st August 2020, around 20 months after the decision of December 2018, thereby defeating the purpose of selection of EPC mode over HAM mode. MORTH did not furnish reply for the audit observation. 4.2.3.3 Gwalior Shivpuri Mohora town portion and development of existing roads in Hul, Suragatan, Malurpura, Tulspura, Shongoli, Oshisha, etc. Gwalior Shivpur was a bypassed portion of old NHDP projects which was to be developed under one-time improvement mechanism approved in 2015-16 and development of existing roads in some portions of NH211 and Naldurg and Omkara NH65 were maintenance works for which separate funding was available, but still these projects were awarded under BPP-I. for a total project cost of 46.84 crore in spite of no provisioning for these types of projects under BPP-I as per CCEA approval. Thus, funds meant for Bharatmala pariyojana were being utilized for those types of works or projects which were not under the ambit of Bharatmala and for which distinct schemes and funds were mandated. MORTH, in its reply in April 2022, admitted that these projects could not be completed under NHDP and the same were merged with BPP-I in spite of there being no provision for the same in CCEA approval. Recommendation number 14. MORTH should ensure choosing most optimal mode of construction for BPP-I projects considering the market scenarios and BPP-I financial constraints as it affects the funding requirement from government and borrowings and also has implications on the viability of the project. 4.3 Maintenance of project based expenditure and revenue. In furtherance to CCEA approval and considering the scale of investment, MORTH issued following directions through standard operating procedure in December 2017 for prudence in accounting and financial planning and management in BPP-I. A system of project-based accounting was to be put in place to ensure that all the costs incurred at all times during the life cycle of the project were accurately captured. These costs included inter alia, civil construction cost, land acquisition cost, utility shifting cost, operation and maintenance cost, and debt cost and other interest expenses, whereas the sources of revenue inter alia included toll fee collection, premium or negative grant, and damages or penalty collected from contractors and concessionaires. The field officers were required to ensure that all the costs incurred and revenue received from any project were to be maintained as part of the project-based accounting system so as to assess the financial status of any such project stretch. Profit centers were to be defined and monitored at a project or stretch level, sub-corridor level, and network level, and a detailed 20 years financial model was to be maintained by NHAI based on project level accounting. The model was to compute and project the funds generated and the fund requirement for 20 years for a project. Audit. While reviewing the records pertaining to project accounting for BPP-I in NHAI and NHIDCL, observed the following. 4.3.1 NHAI's project accounting. NHAI board in its 118th meeting held on 16th November 2017 decided in furtherance to MORTH's standard operating procedure that all field officers were required to maintain current and future expected cost incurred and revenues received from any project on a monthly basis as part of project-based accounting so as to assess the financials of any such project stretch. However, the decision of NHAI board and MORTH standard operating procedure could not be implemented till 31st March 2023 as only the actual cost incurred was being captured project-wise in NHAI's accounting system. However, the project-wise revenue being generated, project-wise toll revenue, negative grants, premium, interest accruals and other default payments by contractors or concessionaires was not being mapped to individual projects in the relevant accounting system of NHAI. There was no system to map the sources of financing of an individual project, that is, it could not be known in prevalent accounting system that whether a particular project was financed through loan or through government financial support or both, in what proportion were different components of government financial support, central road fund, toll operate transfer, upfront user fee, receipts or permanent bridge fee fund were used to finance a particular project. Due to non-maintenance of project-wise distinction of sources and application of borrowed funds, debt servicing cost and maturity period of these borrowed funds could not also be mapped for an individual project. For instance, As per NHAA financial statements for the year 21-22, total borrowings of 3,48,907.24 crore were outstanding, which were financed from different sources: capital gains bonds, tax-free bonds, taxable bonds, term loans from various commercial banks, and small saving funds with varied maturity ranging from 5 years to 30 years and equally varied rate of interest ranging from 5% to 8.75%. However, NHAA accounting system could not map project-wise usage of these borrowed funds, and no record pertaining to 20 years financial model of BPP-I projects as directed by MORTH could be maintained by NHAA. MORTH admitted in April 2022 that the mechanism to capture project-wise financial was still being evolved and same would be implemented after due approval. It also admitted the fact that in NHAA fund allocation were not scheme or project specific like government public sector undertakings or companies. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please share to your friends who are interested in knowing how their funds are being used by the government. Thanks for watching.